The long-delayed plan for Russia to establish its first naval base in Africa is finally moving forward, confirmed by Sudan's foreign minister following a meeting between the two countries' foreign ministers in Moscow. The agreement removes previously unforeseen obstacles, paving the way for Russia to join the US and China, both of which already possess naval bases in Djibouti, further south in the region. This strategic move marks a significant shift in the geopolitica. The genesis of this agreement dates back to 2017, when then-President Omar al-Bashir proposed the idea during a visit to Sochi. A formal agreement was eventually signed in 2020, granting Russia the right to deploy up to 4 naval vessels, potentially including nuclear-powered ships, within Sudanese waters for a 25-year period. The official agreement, however, stipulated that the base would serve purely logistical purposes and would be utilized for defensive operations, explicitly denying any intent to target other nations. This carefully worded language aimed to mitigate international concerns and anxieties. However, the path to this agreement has been far from smooth. As Samuel Raymani, an associate fellow at the Royal United Services Institute, RUSI, and author of a book on Moscow's African engagements, observes, Russia was playing both sides. This strategic ambiguity characterized Russia's approach, allowing them to navigate the complexities of the situation. The death of Yevgeny Prigozhin, leader of the Wagner group, appears to have prompted the Kremlin to intensify its engagement with the Sudanese army, with a notable increase. This is evident in the uncapped support pledged by Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov during his visit to Sudan last April. Furthermore, Russia has consistently backed Sudan within the UN Security Council, exercising its veto power against a resolution advocating for a ceasefire in the ongoing Sudanese conflict. This action drew sharp criticism from UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who described it as a disgrace. The Sudanese army, having achieved a series of victories against the Rapid Support Forces (RSF), in recent months, displays growing confidence in its ability to secure a definitive victory. The US, however, has accused the RSF leadership of genocide. In January, the US imposed sanctions on Sudan's army leader, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, citing his preference for warfare over genuine negotiations. The humanitarian crisis in Sudan, currently the worst in the world according to aid organizations, casts a long shadow over this strategic development. Sudan now faces the staggering burden of having the largest internally displaced population globally, with growing fears of widespread famine in certain regions. This dire situation underscores the complexity of the political and military dynamics at play, creating a backdrop of immense human suffering against which this naval base agreement unfolds. The stark contrast between the strategic maneuvering of global powers and the devastating reality on the ground serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of geopolitical conflict. The long-term implications of Russia's increased military presence in the Red Sea, coupled with the ongoing humanitarian catastrophe, remain uncertain, raising significant questions about regional stability and international relations. The establishment of this base, therefore, constitutes not just a strategic military move, but also a potent symbol of the complex and intertwined challenges facing Sudan and the international community. This situation demands careful monitoring and considered responses from all involved parties, prioritizing the urgent needs of the Sudanese people above all else. The potential for escalation, both in terms of the conflict and the humanitarian crisis, necessitates a measured and diplomatic approach from all international actors.